I went off on turn 1. There was like a really fast M2 behind me, and I was watching him like too much. It threw me off, so yeah, it feels good. It's hot out today. Tire pressure was a little too high, so I was getting like kind of squirrely out there, like towards the end the tires were, but yeah, overall it feels really good today. It's hot, so just trying to figure it out. Day 1, this was the second session. A lot of cars in the group. I'm in the novice group. My first time doing like this event and my second HPD in all. Big group, I think it's 31 cars, and there's a few that are a little bit slower and we're still working on pointing to pass. Yeah, got caught on a couple trains. Got stuck behind one car, so I came in the pits, tried to get some clean air, open track, and then caught up to them in like a lap. So not the most fun, but yeah, overall like it's good. I think next time I'm gonna definitely focus more on like my driving. I went off on turn 1. Luckily it's a huge runoff out there, but I got the tires pretty dirty. So I think for me, not paying attention to the person behind me because he was coming up pretty quick and I wasn't really sure where he was on the track. But it shouldn't matter because again, you guys supposed to pass there anyways. Yeah, overall it's fun. Car's doing great. I had to take some tire pressure out after the first session because 3/4 of the way in, the tires started feeling pretty slippy, not really complying, oversteer a little bit. So I took some pressure out, felt way better. I didn't have any issue, no brake fade. I got those new EBC RP1 pads on, so those are really doing the trick. Minimal noise and lots of grip. So I feel way more confident this event than on the stock pads last time. Like I said, I think I'm letting a lot of the slow drivers maybe affect me too much. Like some of the variables out there, the slow drivers. There's a few people with like straight up race cars, like this guy over here.
Is that it?
Cool, so Caesar from Lightworks came up from New Jersey, so it's great to have him here. We met up last night, had some dinner, and his GT4 is pretty sweet. But yeah, this last time went well. I think next time just work on consistency. My instructor definitely said that he's gonna sign off of me being an intermediate driver instead of novice, so that's cool. So tomorrow I should be able to do like a solo session, and then next time I want to do one of these events, I should be able to go by myself if I want to. I don't know if I will yet. I think there's definitely still some pointers that most of the time I know when I messed up. Like, I pretty much say it like immediately. I'm like, oh, overcooked that one. I'm like, oh, broke way too late. So it's good to like hear the feedback. I like confirm what I'm feeling and my evaluation's correct. I'm definitely not a good driver by any means yet, but it's good to, I guess, know when I messed up and confirm that and then be able to work on it. So yeah, the rest of the day, I'm doing a driver's classroom session right now for the novice group, then lunch, and then after that, we're back on the track, I think 2 more sessions. And then there's all day tomorrow. So yeah, very, very fun. Trackmaster seems like with NASA is definitely more hand-holding, which is good for my first one, I think. But this one definitely, it's a good step up. There's like a little, it's more on you. They like really like expect you to abide by a lot of the etiquette and rules, which I think is good. For me, it's like growing as a driver instead of being told all the time what to do. I'm kind of figuring out myself. So yeah, gonna go in the classroom now because I'm already late, and catch you guys later. Session number 3. I was gonna put my GoPro on my helmet, but we have like 4 minutes, so I'm not gonna rush it. There.
The V1 helmet's still in use. V2 helmet coming soon.
On the way. And you'll be using this one or the other one. All right, so just finished session 3. I think Jordan got a lot of footage from the bus stop section, but that was definitely the best I've ever had out of either event. The car just felt like super hooked up, did like a quick lap to get everything up to temp, and after that it felt on it. So yeah, it was really good. I felt more comfortable, I felt more confident, especially in the braking, even more than before. I think the big thing is a consistency. I think before I was just trying to like go as fast as I could. So this one I felt like focusing on consistency, I think, helped me speed up because I wouldn't make mistakes. So yeah, overall, I think the last session of the day is coming up, and I think I just want to kind of stick to the same plan that we went through, which is just work on the areas I want to improve. Speaking over this Porsche, after today, I'm keen to kind of like reflect and think about what I want to work on tomorrow and go from there. Caesar's got his red DRLs on, pretty sick. So Caesar from Lightworks here from New Jersey. Saw his car when he first got here this morning, but very cool. Like I think he used diode dynamics demonized for those 4 dots. It looks like he's doing a cool down around the paddock right now. So yeah, I think we got 15 minutes till we're back out, and then after that, it's just hanging out. As far as in between sessions, the paddock's all open. Everyone here is very accommodating. Most of the people that have the paddock seem to be like the more advanced drivers, so it's cool to see the different cars they have. They have some like open wheel, they have a couple single seaters. I mean, if you walk around like talking to people, we asked somebody about those rotary powered Mazda open wheel cars. They have free water here, which is funny. It sounds stupid and cheap, but like it's great to have that. They have a cooler with ice in it you can get. We bought some Freezy Pops we threw in there because they already melted in our cooler. And then the little speed shop has a race shop here. So they have all different kinds of racing gear. If you need any fluids, they can do like track service, track support. It's really great, like have it being like right at the paddock here and not parking too far. There's a ton of stuff to be able to do. And then I think another cool thing too, like for me coming from like the aftermarket enthusiast side of things, like, you know, slam cars and like bags and stretch tires and stuff like that, to like this. It seems like a lot of people here kind of the same direction, like a lot of the younger crowd kind of went through that, you know, or have cars like that still here, but then they have their other track machine they just crush it with. So it's really cool. It's like a cool mix. Everyone, like I said, is very, very cool, inviting and welcoming. So yeah, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Yeah, we're going to lunch now. We got an hour. We're gonna go dip into town, show you guys a little bit in there. I'm sure we'll get a little in-town footage after the event's over. The town is very close to the track, so it's very convenient. Gas here, they do have 93, 100 octane, and then some other like fuels, but I think the 93 is like $8 a gallon compared to in New York here. It's like $4 and some change, $4.20, $4.30. So it's definitely better to get it in town. So that's what we're gonna do. Just between a quarter and a half tank. So we're just gonna make sure we have enough for the day and get some lunch. The last event, the only modifications we had to the car were Forge Motorsport intake, turbo inlet, front mounted intercooler, short shifter, the only thing. And the JB4 was like a little on the fritz. And then we did do a .5 for brake fluid. I never had like brake fade, like it felt good the whole time, but there wasn't like that big initial bite. So this is actually the first set of like track specific pads I've ever had. It is a huge difference. Like it is, you have a lot more confidence because when you first like bite, like with threshold braking, you push down really hard. You can give it more bite if you need to because the pad is so responsive, or I guess is a good way to put it. So if you're really going too fastly, you can put like a little bit more. It's like very, you can modulate it, you can control it pretty well. And then as you go into the turn, you can lift off, and it really, you know, obviously lifts off. So yeah, definitely a lot more confidence in braking, and feeling like there's definitely a few times where I would, you know, push pretty hard. I'd say like maybe 75%, and then go like all the way to like 80 or 90, and then pull back off. So yeah, definitely a lot more confidence, just a lot more confidence in every turn. And these are the EBC RP1. I think the most aggressive they have is the RPX, which we do have a few on order on GR Corolla parts if you guys want to check those out, as well as the blue stuff and the yellow stuff. All right, day two, we're back out here. Slept all right, not the best, not the worst, but yeah, we're about to get in the session. It's definitely a lot more overcast today. Not as hot, not as much sun, but looking forward to it. So first session, just gonna take a little easy. A couple of probably warm up laps to make sure everything's up to temperature, and then start getting back into stuff. So see what we do from there. We're about to go back on for the second session of today. The first 10 minutes are an exercise. We're doing late passing. So obviously pointing people by a little bit late as you're about to go into the turn. We've done a bunch of that practice already, so I feel good. Session one, mostly just picking back up on where we were yesterday, adjusting the tire pressures real quick. Car still feels great. The third session yesterday, the one that I felt like really good, was the only time that I had that diff overheating warning when I went in two-wheel drive mode. And like I said, it was red, the checker flag. So yeah, car feels really great. This thing keeps pulling up, but I'm also missing the little push pot here, so that might have to do with it. So that's more like my fault. Everything else seems to be holding up pretty well. Going out there, really good. I think I did a few late turn-ins and then just scrubbing off more speed. So when I realized I was like cooking it too hard into a turn, I would usually just try to like lay off the gas, fight the steering wheel over. He said just brake, just like slow the car down more. I'm always like hesitant to do that. I feel like if I keep braking, it's gonna like lose control or whatever, but it's a new enough car where that shouldn't happen, so. Alright, so just finished up day two, went really great. After lunch, the third session was my first time out alone, solo. So that was, I'm used to like a lot of dialogue, and I was kind of saying a lot of the things that I was experiencing or like messing up on out loud to the instructor, and he'd kind of confirm that back to me. So I didn't have that this time. Overall, like from the previous day and the first two morning sessions, I think overall I definitely improved. I get more consistent. I didn't have like many mistakes. I kind of like explored the track as much. It was more like clean laps. I did get a low fuel light, which I thought was gonna happen about 5 minutes from the end of the event. I ended up just coming back in and taking it easy. I don't want to run out of gas on the track, but compared to last time, the car felt way better, felt way more compliant. I think a lot of that is probably down to just the confidence that I had in the car, but also the brake pads worked awesome. Like I was blown away the first day. The second day they really came alive with more confidence to it. I was really able to stand on the brake pedal and not have the car get too squirrely. A few times it seemed like the back started to like kind of pull out a little bit when I was like the hardest braking of all. But overall, yeah, I mean, I'm very impressed with that. Definitely put the stock pads back on for daily driving. When they're cold, they don't like to bite. When they're warmed up, they're great, but I think for daily driving, it's just not super safe. So we'll go back to the stock pads, and then next track event, these will definitely be going back on. So yeah, at this point, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Probably do like a little recap video about the car itself, looking back at it when we get back to the shop. But for now, it's wet out. I'm just gonna pack it up and take it home.